Who taught you how to rap?
Well, I spent some time working at McDonald's, and part of like their training is like you gotta take the things and you gotta like fold them the right way, you gotta wrap them the right way. So like I didn't last very long, as you could tell. I just wasn't. I wasn't. It wasn't for me. Like it wasn't for me. It's not for everybody. I'm currently jobless outside professional wrestling, so I really hope that this takes off because the cardboard box like just isn't keeping me insulated at night anymore.
You need to put your priorities in.
You think I should go back to McDonald's?
No.
You think Ronald will take me back? Ronald.
Grimace.
Yeah. Well, Grimace is working with the Mets now. So do you think I could get a job with the Mets?
Probably
get a good job with
probably
the Mets?
be in the starting lineup for the Mets.
Starting lineup for the Mets? I'll take that.
I don't think that's gonna work.
You don't think that's gonna? Why don't you think it's gonna work?
I don't think it's gonna. But anyway, hanging out with Tommy Invincible. What is up, brother?
Hey, man, meeting the fans. I know I'm getting a lot of love. It's truly an honor and a blessing what's going on. And thank you for being here. You're one of the best interviewers in this business.
Thank you. Now, speaking of that, we got to get you on the podcast.
Yeah, well, bring me on. You jabroni.
Whoa. Let everybody know
All
where
you
they
got
can.
to do is ask. I'm very available to everybody. Ask around.
All right, we'll get you on real soon. Let everybody know where they can follow you. I know you want to get to your fans.
At Tommy Invincible everywhere. Follow me or shame on you. We can all become invincible.
Now's not the time. Now's not the time. Go back to your mom's uterus.
I don't know what's going on, but Amity's having a breakdown.
I'm sorry, Papa Nick. Right now,
It's okay. I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Oh, Tiffany sends her regards.
I just want to say that it was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're going to have to pay up.
Do you take kale?
Dude, goodbye. Whip wreck, Cation, doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No.
You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about
We're gonna dominate tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
We're now the new Starlet champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am.
Fearless princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February.
The show is called The Shadow Band, and I was like, that's kind of.
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great.
I just don't know what to say about that Amity LeVay. Oh my gosh. All right. Welcome everybody to an all new episode of Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank, and today I have some very special guests all the way down south from up here from New York. Let's welcome Parental Advisory. What is up?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you introduce yourselves to everybody first?
I'm Hunter Dowds. I'm Dakota Gage. We're a tag team based out of Tupelo, Mississippi area.
Okay. All right. Now let's go over some promotions you guys got coming up soon. You got MIW Wrestling on July 26th. Crossroads Wrestling July 27th. Back to MIW on August 2nd. EPW on August 3rd. And PWA August 9th.
Very excited.
I'm excited for you guys. Now we have Adrenaline Unleashed August 9th over here, where Swoggle's going to be there, as well as Marco Stunt. And of course you guys, Walker 13 is up there. I see him.
Yes, he is.
All right. Do you guys know who you're facing here yet?
We don't yet. I think it should be announced here shortly. In the next few days or so. Hopefully very soon so we can prepare. Yeah. Exactly.
Gotcha. Don't you hate it when the promoters don't let you know?
It's nice to know. It's nice to have some time.
I hear you. All right. You got Crossroads Wrestling right there. Coming up July 27th this weekend. The Salem twins are there. Oh my gosh. Keep them away from me.
Yeah, they're very scary.
The Savage Brotherhood I see is there. Man, I'm just going to leave that alone. MIW Wrestling on July 26th. You're taking on the Initiative.
Yes.
Oh, that's Trace Lee Hunt right there. I know him.
Trace Hunt and Jason Genesis. We're we're very excited. They called us some little boys, so we're ready to show them exactly what they're in for.
Wow, that's fighting words, man.
Oh, definitely.
Also at EPW, you're gonna have Mr. Cowboy himself, James Storm, will be there on Saturday, August 3rd. Make sure we get your tickets at EPW Wrestling. I have a lot of friends down at EPW now.
Oh yeah, so great promotion.
It's a great promotion, and I love the owner Neil. He's really really cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
All right, now let's talk about your guys' start. How did you guys each fall in love with professional wrestling?
You want to start or?
Well, just something, that we were both born into. At a young age, our father was a professional wrestler, still is. He's been around for about 28 years. He's pretty old now.
He's getting up there.
Oh, man.
So it's just something, we've been around, and we grew up in it. It's kind of one of the things I'm sure we both knew.
Oh, yeah.
That was going to happen.
Without a doubt.
Now let everybody know who your dad was.
Our dad, he goes by the name Bad Attitude Tony Dabbs. He's also based out of Mississippi. He's been pretty much everywhere in the South. Been, like you said, been wrestling for about 28 years or so.
All right, now let me know where you guys trained.
We was trained by him.
Okay.
Mostly in the Amory, Mississippi area is where we was trained. We're actually still training to this day, even though we're wrestling.
Yeah, no, training never stops.
Exactly.
Never learn enough.
As long as he's still got stuff to teach us, we're going to continue to train.
All right, now let me know how you guys felt on your initial training. How did that go for you?
It was for me at least. It was kind of something I was already prepared for.
Okay.
Like I think we learned how to take our first bump when we was like 9 or 10 or something like that.
Wow.
So, I mean, it was something we had already prepared for. We started refereeing, both of us did, before we started training. So we had already gotten a feel for the ring and stuff like that. That's how I feel about it. It was it.
I mean, we both knew what we were getting ourselves into. It's not one of them things where a lot of people look at wrestling and it gives them a bad rub. And, we knew exactly what we were getting ourselves into because it hurts.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we got to see it.
I bet.
We got to see it firsthand our whole entire life, exactly, what it can do to you. So it's something we kind of prepared ourselves for.
Okay. Now, how'd you guys came up with the name Parental Advisory?
It's actually another thing to do with our dad. He created that gimmick and that name about 25 or so years ago, something like that.
Oh wow!
And he used it up until the point to where we started tagging, and it got about that time, and
we stole it.
Yeah, we pretty much took it from him.
You stole the name.
That's okay.
Listen, it happens in wrestling, man. People steal names, moves, everything. It's just part of the business.
Oh yeah, I like to consider it more passed down than stolen.
Hey, nothing's original in wrestling.
No, it never
That's
will.
right. I love it though. It's good stuff. How did you guys come up with your own individual names?
For me, I just we was already known by a lot of the fans in the area because of him, So I just went with my original name and just kept it that way. That way there was no confusion.
Okay.
It's basically the same way for me. It's my government name, Dakota Gage Dabbs. I just go by my first and middle name.
Okay. All right. Now, do you guys want to stay as a tag team or eventually do your own thing in the business?
So we're wanting to stay as a tag team. We still get the opportunity every now and then to go doing some single things and whatnot, but right now we're doing very, very, very well as a tag team, so I'd like to keep it that way for a good little while.
Okay. Now, how old are you guys?
I'm 18.
I'm 19.
Okay. All right. So you can wrestle in New York then.
Yeah. That is somewhere we want to get up to. We want to travel up north as much as we possibly can when that time comes.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd love to see you guys up here, man. There's a lot of great promotions up here as well. It's all over the United States. But all right, let me know not favorite. How about tag team you want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled yet in the independent scene?
So, name that pops into my mind off bat is Steel Cross for sure. Definitely Steel Cross. You know, they are kind of. We haven't crossed paths yet. We haven't been in the same promotion, but I'm hoping eventually the time does come where we will be able to step in the ring with them. Anybody for you?
I've actually got a bucket list of matches. I got them wrote down somewhere.
Let's do it.
We just recently checked off one of my bucket list matches, which was me and him versus the Twins of Salem. It was a fantastic match. We had a ton of fun. Another one would be Steel Cross, like he said. I really, really want to get in the ring with them. Feel like it could be a great learning experience, and we could also have a really good match.
Right.
And there's another one. I believe you just had them on your podcast recently. EOG,
Yes.
JT Williams, and Ty Miller. Yes, other dudes are talented, and that's another one I feel like we could really just go out there and steal the show.
And we get to cross one of them teams off our bucket list this weekend.
Yeah.
Not one that he named, but we get to wrestle the Initiative, which is definitely a team that we both want to wrestle.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. Man, already crossed the stuff off the list. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Before we get into more wrestling, what do you guys like to do for fun individually?
For the most part, my mind is all wrestling.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, you know, there's not really much I like to do other than wrestle.
Right. So do you spend time like studying, like watching old tape?
Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Every chance you get, you cannot learn enough.
I spend a ton of time watching Al Snow seminars. Those are my favorites to watch.
Okay.
That dude has one of the best wrestling minds I've ever seen in my life, and I study up on Al Snow a lot. Just not necessarily his wrestling style, but more just the advice he's got to give and what he can teach younger guys.
He can teach you. So would one of your guys' list be to work OVW?
Oh,
for sure.
100%.
Okay. Have you ever sent your matches to them?
I haven't.
I also haven't. It's something, you know, we're trying to get some more tape.
Okay.
Because, you know, we're just now kind of breaking out and coming into our own as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just something that's going to have to come with time.
Okay, time and a place. Got it. Okay. All right. Now you said you studied Al Snow. What about you? What are you studying? Are you guys doing it together?
I mean,
a lot of times.
Sometimes, most times, yeah. But another name I like to is Ken Anderson. Ken Anderson, he goes on TikTok live just about every night, and you know it's always something that's really good to tune into, especially if you're wanting to learn. Because if you're a young guy coming into the business like we are, you have lots to learn,
right?
And that's one of them guys that can teach you.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna give you something to look up on the former Twitter, now X. Gabe Saplowski's Space Talk. He usually has like a. Oh, you heard of it?
I know Gabe. I know him. I haven't watched Space Talk, but I do know of him.
Definitely
okay. The Space. Yeah, it's called the Space, but it's like an audio, and he'll discuss he'll have a whole bunch of wrestlers on there in the independent scene, and they'll just discuss a bunch of different topics. I think that would be good for you guys to listen in on that. Even if you just listen to it and don't participate. Yeah, it stays up. It stays up there for a certain amount of time, and then I guess it erases.
Okay.
So definitely check that out. All right.
Okay, we'll find out.
All right, awesome. All right, tell me about a match you want to be in that you haven't been in yet.
That's a good question.
As somebody who's scared of heights, I really want to be in a ladder match.
Okay.
That's something that excites me. I've never been in a ladder match, but, you know,
that could be fun.
It sounds really fun, and there's so many possibilities.
Okay.
For me, I'd probably have to say a steel cage match. I'm the
Steel
type
cage
I like to do some high flying, so get on top of that cage and jumping off onto somebody sounds pretty fun. I think I could get behind that. So yeah, I'd say a steel cage match.
That's good stuff. All right, steel cage match. All right, tell me about a tag team that you wrestled that was a little difficult match for you guys. Why was that match so difficult?
that's one you got to think about.
You got to think about it a little bit. And it's okay. You guys can think about it.
I would have to say when we made our EPW debut, we wrestled Walker 13 and K Swiss. That was a little challenging because I'm tall, but I'm on the skinnier side, and then there's K Swiss, who is a really big guy, and then there's Walker 13, who's a really big guy, and just having to use my speed and my size against them as much as I could. That was a hard one to try and pull out the win because of the size advantage.
Being in the ring with those two guys, there's so much to learn.
Oh yeah.
But the size of those two guys, it's not much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So would you have another match with them again?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Now, as part of your training, are you guys hitting the gym and stuff like that?
It's a little iffy. That's something we could get better on, but we actually have been talking this week. That's something we're finna fully focus in on and get serious about, because that's something that's really important when it comes to wrestling.
Okay. I mean, there's also like Rollins does CrossFit.
Right. Yeah, that's another really good way
to get cut up and stuff. Okay. A lot of good stuff you're giving me, man. What are you guys snacking on? Favorite snacks?
My favorite snack, I'd have to say Reese's.
Reese's, okay.
If you're a little unhealthy, get some Reese's. Those are my absolute favorite.
Can't go wrong with Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its too.
Okay.
Cheez-Its are really good.
Cheez-Its. You can eat a lot of those because they're so tiny.
Exactly. Get about 3 bags deep.
Never gets old.
Never.
All right. What about favorite foods?
Oh, I'm a kind of a picky eater. I'm big on chicken strips and cheeseburgers.
Okay.
Those I'd have to say those are my favorites.
What's the best chicken strips you've had?
Oh man. Believe it or not, my favorite chicken strips are homemade chicken strips that you just make on your own.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Tater tot casserole.
Wait. Did you say tater tot casserole?
Tater tot casserole.
I've never heard of that. What's in there?
Okay, so you take the tater tots and you cook them. You get you about a pound of hamburger meat. And you cook the hamburger meat.
All right.
Send some cream of mushroom with the hamburger meat. You take that. You take you a pan. You layer the tater tots. Get you that hamburger meat. Lay it on top. Take you some shredded cheese, and put it over the top, and throw it in and bake it in the oven.
It's really good.
Turns out amazing every time.
Really?
It's really good. You should definitely try it.
Man, I'm definitely gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try that.
So good.
So you just make the tater tots like you normally would, and then when you crush them?
No, just regular tater tots.
Just lay them all in there on the bottom. Put the meat on it, the cheese, and put another layer, and then what? You bake it?
Bake it.
For how long? I'm gonna try this.
Usually, well, everything's already cooked, so usually I just put it in there till the cheese melts.
Till the cheese melts? Okay. All right, man. I had never heard of that. I gotta try. I'm gonna tell my son, yo, we gotta try tater tot casserole. He'll be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Okay, good.
Something you should try.
That's good stuff, man. All right. See, you guys taught me something, so that's good. I'm definitely making that. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds really good. I mean, I love tater tots. Like, if I had a choice between fries and tots, I would have tots every day.
Yeah, tater tots are really good.
But to put in the ground beef and the cheese, man, that's something. That's a whole new level.
I think it's a southern thing. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I'm all in. All right. States you want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled in yet. Where would you like to go? And then I want you to name me a company that's in the independent scene that you want to wrestle into.
Okay. For me, it was always I've been wanting to wrestle in Tennessee. We get to make that happen Friday. For the first time, we'll be in Tennessee this Friday.
Okay, good.
What we was talking about just a minute ago, New York is up there. Illinois, Alabama. And promotion-wise, there's a few promotions in Tennessee. I know there's one called TIWF. They run a really good show. MIW was also one, which, like I said, we get to debut there this Friday. There's a bunch of shows in Tennessee that I'd really enjoy to go work with.
I'm gonna give you one in Illinois real quick because I'm associated with them. SICW Wrestling.
Okay.
All right.
Illinois is definitely somewhere. Like, I don't know. I want to wrestle in Chicago. It sounds pretty fun. Chicago's it's a wrestling city.
It is.
When it comes to independent, I don't know. I like GCW.
Yeah,
GCW. Okay.
Or like SWA.
Yeah.
That's one. It's down here. It's kind of towards the bottom of Mississippi.
Okay.
There's
also.
Show.
All right, for you guys, what is your goal? Where do you guys want to head to?
I mean, the obvious answer is WWE, but I mean,
okay,
there's different ways you could look at it when it comes to me. I mean, just to be a household name and to be remembered for what I've done in the business, that's definitely one of the biggest goals for me.
Okay.
And it's about the same, everybody's going to say WWE because every wrestler wants to make it and wants to be signed. And my goal is I want to make a living out of this. I want this to be what I do. And it doesn't matter where I'm signed to. As long as I can provide for myself through wrestling, that's kind of the goal.
Okay. What about any thoughts about NWA?
Oh, yeah. For sure, I would definitely. Yeah. If that offer ever came and that chance ever came, I would take it in a heartbeat.
And the good thing about NWA is they run in so many different territories, and there's so many different branches of NWA. There's endless possibilities on endless people you could face.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely a good place to be.
Is there anyone in NWA that you guys want to have a match with that stands out?
We recently just met a guy in NWA at the last EPW TV taping.
AJ let me guess. AJ Kazana, yeah, yes, I know AJ.
After meeting him, I definitely became an even bigger fan and would love to. I think him and his brother tag.
Yes,
Joe,
Casey.
Casey. Yeah, Joe's a different family member, I think.
Yeah, Joe's the dad.
Yes, that's
Joe owns Joe Kazana Productions. He's a territory.
Yeah. After meeting him, he's just such a genuine and nice guy. I would love to get in the ring with him.
Okay. I'm going to give you a name that's in NWA, the Slime Balls.
Okay.
Check them out.
Definitely got to.
Yeah, they're making a name for themselves. And they're friends of mine, so.
Yes. Nice.
They're from up here in Long Island.
Okay. I'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, check them out. Yeah, they're doing good things in NWA, man. They're just getting started there. I think they've been there like 6 to 8 months so far.
Nice.
So they're in a lot of the territories. You'll see them here on their main program once in a while, but they're starting to build themselves up. I mean, I always knew they had talent, but I see them having a match with you.
I'm open for all possibilities. We're trying to branch out as much as we possibly can right now.
That's awesome, man. Any promotions in Florida that maybe has caught your attention down there, maybe?
I don't know of many promotions in Florida off the top of my head.
I don't either. I don't know. We was just down in Florida a week ago, and the conversation was brought up about wrestling in Florida.
Okay.
And it's definitely something that interests us because we want to get as far as we can. If we can put our name out in Florida, if we can put our name out in Alabama, Tennessee, of course we want to do it.
Yeah. See, I didn't even know you were in Florida. I just took a wild guess.
We was down there, and both of our uncles wrestle as well. Both my dad's brothers, and one of our uncles lives in Florida, and we was, like he just said, we was talking about him of the possibilities of wrestling in Florida. It's definitely something we're open to.
Okay. What about overseas? If you had a chance to go overseas, guys, where would you go, and why?
Without a doubt, I'd go to Europe.
Europe, okay. A lot of people say Japan first.
Japan.
Well, I really like Europe's wrestling style. Because I would love to get as technical as I possibly can, and going to Europe could be a major step at getting that done. And it's just a goal of mine to get down there and learn from some of those guys.
I like ICW. It's Scotland, right? I like
Scotland.
ICW in Scotland. A bunch of people have made their names down there. Drew McIntyre, Joe Hendry. It's definitely one of the best European promotions, and it's very fun to watch.
Okay, what about anything in Canada?
Canada. I would definitely love to try. I mean, getting out of the country to go
Yeah.
to wrestling, that's something that I would really, really love to do. I don't really know much of promotions in Canada just because that's so unfamiliar to me, but
Right.
definitely would love to branch out to different countries.
Okay. Now you guys got passports, just in case.
We don't.
Not yet.
Not yet. That has been another conversation there.
You better get your passports then if you want to
Yeah,
get some.
for sure.
You never know. There's also a New Japan dojo out in California. Did you guys know? You knew
I
that?
didn't know about that. I knew there was. I know New Japan's got multiple different dojos where they train
Yeah.
all over different areas, but I didn't know there was one in California.
There's one in California. The only reason I know is I know someone who's going there.
Sweet, nice.
Yeah, a tag team actually. You might as well look them up. Live Danger.
What was it?
Live Danger.
Live Danger. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw them actually over the weekend. They were doing something up here. They're in the
New
Northeast.
Japan's also a company that, he said it was his first to go to Japan, but that's something else I would love to do. The strong style of wrestling. That's something that interests me a lot, also.
Right. Okay. Is there anybody out there that stands out for you right now that you would like to wrestle?
One that just made the switch from TNA and the TNA and NXT thing. The Rascals. There's the Rascals. There's the ABC Club in TNA. Chris Bay and Ace Austin. Those are definitely some dream matches.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, Chris Bay's killing it over there.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff. All right. Have you done any seminars?
No, we haven't. We had the opportunity. It sounds like I'm making an excuse, but it's really not. Every opportunity, every time a seminar comes in our area, there's always something going on that day, whether it's another show we're booked at or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I wanted to go to the Gabe one that Memphis Wrestling hosted a while back.
yeah.
Had a show the same day. Just didn't have time to make it.
Okay. Now I know I'm not
definitely something we want to do.
I'm not a professional wrestler, but I was invited by someone to go to a Gabe seminar up here in New York, and it's really interesting.
I feel like you can learn a ton from him.
You can also open the doors.
Yeah, it's definitely a seminar because he talks about different things, and then it's a tryout, so you have like mini matches.
Mm-hmm. I heard
And
that.
then he'll critique you and tell you what you need to improve on and what you did good.
Yeah, we had a friend who actually trained with us, and is still training with us. Go to one of his tryouts, and he had seminars. He learned a lot, and he got to have a tryout match, and Gabe gave him some information. What he could do better, what he done that was good. So that's something we definitely want to check out. Feel like we could learn a ton from it.
That's how everybody's getting extra work too, because then they put your name in the database when they're in town. Here we go. There's a seminar coming up in August at TNR Championship Wrestling in Arkansas. There you go.
I'll look into that for sure because Arkansas is not too bad of a drive, and Arkansas is another place we'd love. That I would love to. I'm sure him as well. We'd love to go work. And there's so many different promotions in Arkansas that we would love to work with.
Yeah, I know Arkansas is pretty good hot spot for wrestling.
Yeah, it is. I know a couple of promotions down there. Okay, man, this is good stuff we're talking about, guys. Is this have you been on a podcast before?
First time. This is our first time.
That's even better. First time. All right.
Very first.
August 17th is with Cal Hero from OVW. Look at that.
We have a show that night.
Oh, do you?
Oh, no.
It's every time.
Every single time.
All right. We got to get you booked on a show where they're doing a seminar.
Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt.
I know EPW, they're having a show August 3rd with James Storm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a guy that we could learn a lot from if we could, get the chance to sit down with him for 10 minutes. or so, it's definitely something. That's a guy we grew up watching, and so this is a big show for us because this is one of the guys that we watched as a kid, and now we're working on the same shows as him.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Neo's always bringing in top-notch talent there too.
Without a doubt, Neil is like one of the best promoters in the entire state of
Yeah, I know. I recently did a owners summit with him. He was in it, and a whole bunch of owners from across the United States, and he's definitely got it going on there. Man.
Oh yeah, sure. Great, like he's very smart, great mind,
super professional. Yeah. Everything about EPW. I mean, if you haven't watched EPW, it's definitely one of these promotions that, it's got everything.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he invited me to come because every company I work for that I go to, I do a vlog.
Mm-hmm.
So he invited me to come do a vlog there. But it's a long ways from New York.
Yeah, Mississippi. That's a long ways.
Yeah, I was up in Missouri in March for SICW. They did FanFest.
Mm-hmm.
So I flew out for that, but man, that cost me a pretty penny.
I'm sure.
Yikes! Yeah, because you think about it, it's the flight. I had to stay in a hotel. I had to rent a car.
There's so much more that goes into traveling than some people might think.
Yeah.
Not just a plane ticket.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of extras. Yeah. If it was just a plane ticket, you'd be like, all right, I'll pay the plane ticket now. Good.
Yeah.
But like, there's other things. Even like when I'm sure you experienced this driving everywhere, like going to different promotions. Sometimes those rides are long.
Yes. Yeah. And they can be very, very tiring, especially doing what we do. You you break down your body slowly, unfortunately. So being locked up in them cars for long periods of time, people, it's a lot worse than people might think.
After you wrestle a match, and then you go and sit in a 3-hour car ride, it's not fun.
It's not fun at all.
It's not, especially like me. Like when I go to New Jersey, sometimes it's like you said, almost 3 hours for me, and it's like I'm driving it straight through by myself, and then I got to drive back.
See, that's
like 6 hours in a car.
We never really have to travel alone, so that would be another downside to it. Just having to go by yourself and just be stuck on the road for so long.
Yeah, I had someone just on that was talking about a 12-hour ride, a 10-hour ride, or whatever, and there was like 8 of them, so they all had to like take turns because it's long.
Yeah,
at that point, just take a plane.
I don't know if it's less stressful than flying.
Yeah, that once you get to them certain areas where there's 6-lane highways and all that traffic's backed up, that's
don't know about easier because kind of just sit back and fly. Which don't get me wrong, I'm terrified of heights, so
he wouldn't even.
I'm not pro airplane, but if the opportunity presented itself, I would get on an airplane.
Yeah, you have no choice. You have to go. It's like, hey, you come down, you do NXT or something. You're like, all right, I'm going on the plane.
I'll get on the plane as fast as I can.
I bet, me too, man. Fellow from NXT called me too. All right, man. We covered a lot of ground today, man.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have any of your merch to sell? Let everybody know where you can sell your merch.
Yeah, we got these shirts, Parental Advisory, our logo on the front and on the back. I'll show you.
Okay. We are the ones your parents wore. That's good stuff. I love it.
We don't have an online store yet, but it's something that we're working out where we will be selling merch. Right now, it's really only in person, but hopefully very soon we will have our own store where we can sell merch online.
We've got the shirts. We've got pictures. We've got 8x10 pictures. We've got actually working now on getting probably about 100 to 200 more pictures made and shipped to us. We've also got some toys, that we can sell to the children and all those at the shows.
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. All right, let everybody know where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Dakota Dabs on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Dak Dabs, and TikTok, it's also Dakota Dabs, or it might be Dak Dabs. I'm not too sure.
So for me, on Facebook, it's Hunter Dabs. Instagram is Hunter_Dabs. TikTok is Hunter Dabs 3, and my YouTube page where I post all my matches and some highlights and stuff like that is it's just Hunter Dabs.
Okay. I can tell Dakota's the shy one.
Oh,
out of the two.
Sure.
Okay.
We're how to sell,
Yeah, we gotta work on that a little bit.
Yeah, we're working on
it's a
it.
new experience for me.
Especially like if you go in the center of the ring, you gotta talk to everybody. It's not easy, trust me.
It's not at all.
I mean, I can do that now, but when I first started like doing stuff like that, like at work, I'm like,
That was
you want me
the
to get
biggest
it? You want me to get in front of everybody and talk? What are you crazy?
When I first started, it was rough. The nerves was rough, and still to this day, before my music hits, it feels like my stomach's turning.
Yeah.
I always gotta remind him because every time right before we go out, I'll just look over. He's slunched over, I'm like,
Right.
and it's gonna be all right. His adrenaline gets to pumping, and he gets about to that
100%.
point to where he's about to fall out. We don't need that happening, especially not right before a match.
Not at all.
Please, man. Make sure you guys follow me so I can follow you back.
For sure.
So I can, anything you share, I'll share, obviously, and so we'll be on the Barricade as well.
Gotcha.
So we can help you guys out in that regards. All right. I want to thank you for coming on the podcast. But before we go, I gotta let everybody know this Saturday, my friends, at Constant Pro Wrestling have an event at the Sayreville High School right there in New Jersey. So make sure you come down and support Constant Pro Wrestling. It is also part of Titan Championship Wrestling, as Jay Lethal will be in action this Saturday. The unhinged Amity LeVay, who you saw earlier in one of the commercials, she'll be there as well, taking on Valentina Vasquez. And Anthony Gangone will also be there. And then after that, I will be at Summer of Love for NYWC on August 3rd, right there in Selden, New York. And make sure you go to NYWC Professional Pro Wrestling to get your tickets, or use that QR code and come see all the stars of NYWC. After that, I will be at Seaside Showdown 2 Tidal Wave from Titan Championship Wrestling Saturday, August 24th from Seaside Heights on the boardwalk at Beachcombers Bar and Grill. Come down. That is a free event. A lot of stuff going on up here in New York.
Seems like you got a pretty busy schedule.
I got a busy schedule. If I didn't have like my work schedule, like I would be like every weekend I'd probably be at a show somewhere in the Northeast.
Oh yeah, see that's
it's crazy. And if I expanded it, I could go down south because I got plenty of friends down south that would
lots to do down here. There's
Yeah,
a ton of great shows in this area.
It's one of my goals to get to Tennessee and do a show out there. So I got a lot of promotions out there I can hit up. But I want to thank you guys for coming on. Just hold on for one moment, everybody else. I'll be back tomorrow with Arcadia for Constant Pro Wrestling. Everybody else have a great night.